What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Rob Murray again here with the last division matchup for this round. I'm talking about the 14-2 Kansas City Chiefs and the surprising 11-5 Cleveland Browns. All right, I gotta start giving my man Nick his respect, man. I know he's like, man, we proved we deserve to be here. All right, so representing the Kansas City Chiefs, we have Huong Forrest, and representing the Cleveland Browns, we have Nicholas Swanson. How we doing?
We're doing pretty good.
Doing great.
There we go. I think this is going to be one of the funner matchups. Both defenses are kind of struggling a little bit. So I think when we talk about points, I think this is going to be the high scoringest matchup between the four for the divisional rounds. All right. So it's been a while since you've been on the phone, Hong. We'll give you the floor if you want to reintroduce yourself to the audience.
Hi, everybody. I'm happy to be back here with you, Rod, and Nick tonight. I am Huong Forrest. I live in Reno, Nevada. I love the Kansas City Chiefs, very passionate about them, and they've been my team ever since I moved to the Midwest. So I am excited to do this, excited to cheer my team on this weekend. I'm just an entrepreneur working and doing the thing. I think a lot of parents out there can feel this now with distance learning or however your kids are learning, but I'm kind of feeling like that's my primary job right now during the days.
Hey, trust me, I'm right there with you. My wife is definitely, she's trooping that along as well. So I definitely give her a shout out because I realize I am not the substitute teacher I thought I would be. I am horrible. All right. Nick, man, you earned your respect last week. Please reintroduce yourself as well.
I'm Nick Swanson, the managing editor for Full Press Coverage Browns. You know, so far we're 2-0 in this series, looking to go to 3-0. Not sure if it'll happen. Just never know what questions Rod's gonna pull out from his sleeves. So
hey man, I try to keep it unbiased, man. Nick, you've definitely said you are one of the few participants that when you actually win on the show, your team actually does win the actual game. All right. So again, if stats tell a story, then it will say that if you win tonight, then the Cleveland Browns will again surprise the NFL fan base the same way they did with the Pittsburgh Steelers. All right.
Hoping for that luck to continue.
And I'm hoping for it not to happen.
There we go. So if you watched the show before, you know the rules. We do 4 fast round questions where we pull stats from all data analytical sites: Pro Football Focus, Pro Football Reference, Sharp Football Focus, Sharp Football Stats, and the Football Outsiders, where we quiz our participants on stats and stuff we think they should know about their opposing team. All right. After we go through 4 quarters, then we go to overtime if the score is tied, where we have 3 questions about their trivia about their specific team. They could choose 1 point, but they could choose 3 points. If they choose 1, it's normally easy, but if they choose 3 points, you just got to dig in the bank because it's going to be a harder question. We've added a wrinkle for the playoffs. Now each participant can choose whether or not they want to kick a field goal or choose a touchdown each time. The field goals are more player-based, where the 7 points are more stats, trends, and percentages. All right. We've also added opportunity to steal a question. So in the event that one of our participants steals the question and gets it wrong, our other participant can steal that question if they're confident in the answer. If they get it right, they get those corresponding points. They get to do that 1 time per half. If in the event that one of our participants is down by 10 points or more at the half, they have an opportunity for an onside quick kick, where the question then will be a various questions about the league matchup history between the 2 teams. So it could be something super as old as 1965 or something that's relevant as 2020, but it will be about the Browns and Chiefs matchup. All right. If they get it right, they get 7 points. But if they get it wrong, then unfortunately their opponent automatically gets 7 points, which 9 times out of 10, if they're up by 10 or more, kind of puts the game out of hand anyway. So again, this is some of the rules. If we don't have any questions from our participants tonight, there we go.
Ready
I mean,
to
locked
roll.
and loaded. I like it. Here we go. Nick, as the visiting team, you can decide whether or not you want to field the first question or the first or the second half.
I will defer to the second half.
There we go, man. Defense will win the championship and offense sells tickets. All right. And I think we have a true testament of that here with the Kansas City Chiefs and their explosive offense. All right. So, Hong, up first, you get to field the first question. Are you going to kick a field goal or are we going to put Patrick McCollum on the field and put up 7 points?
Let's go for 7.
There we go, man. Look.
Field goals don't win games.
Who are kickers, right? Who are kickers? What are they? All right. Here we go. For 7 points, your first quarter question. The The Browns will go as far as both Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt will take them, which has been about 150 yards per game. According to stats compiled from NFL.com, how many yards are they both averaging in the first half of games this season? We're only talking about the first half of games this season. Is it A, 56.3 yards, B, 45.9 yards, C, 63.5 yards, or D, 51.8 yards?
Those are their combined first half average.
Combined first half average.
Okay. I'm going to go with C, 63 and a half.
On to the C, 63 and a half. Fingers crossed, and luck is not on your side because the answer is, in fact, A, 56.3. In the first half together, they have 788 yards. They're averaging 4.3 yards per carry. And just as they look on the field, they get stronger because in the second half, they're averaging 1,120 yards and 5.6 yards per carry. All right. So, again, we know that one of the weaknesses of the Chiefs rushing defense. And if Chubb and Hunt have their way, it's going to be a long night for Tyrann Mathieu. Quite the duo. Yes, probably the most electric in the league. All right. So let's see if Nick has made the right option and can jump out to a 3 or 7 point lead with his first quarter question here. So are we going for 3 points or 7?
Gonna go 3. Have to get some points.
Nick said, all right, I believe in kickers. Kickers are a huge part of the game. Here we go, sir, for your 3-point question to put some points up. According to Pro Football Reference, which Kansas City Chief defender gives up the most yards per target? All right, the most yards per target. Is it Daniel Sorensen, B, Tyrann Mathieu, C, Damian Wilson, or D, this is going to be a tongue twister, Charvarius Ward? Did I get that right?
Charvarius, yeah.
Charvarius Ward. Look at me. And people butcher my name forever.
You're good.
He deserves better from me. He deserves better. Where are we going, sir?
Can you repeat the question for me?
According to Pro Football Reference, which Kansas City Chiefs defender gives up the most yards per target? All right.
I'm going to go with Tyrann Mathieu.
Nick says the Pro Bowler gives up the most yards per target. All right.
Hey, he hasn't been great this season.
Hasn't been great this season. These are the disrespect is real today. I see. Okay. So Nick is going with B. We're going to pick on Tyrann Mathieu. And sorry, sir, you are unfortunately wrong. He is not the answer. The answer is, in fact, A. Daniel Sorensen gives up 9.3 yards per target, 14.5 yards per completion, and 3 touchdowns. All right. The Honey Badger, more often than not, will not be the answer to any of these questions when in a bad light. All right. It just won't happen. I don't know if I just gave you an answer to the test, but it won't be him. All right. So heading to the second quarter here, we still have a 0-0 game. Going back to Huong Forrest, second quarter question. Are we going for 2 points? 2 points. Are we going for 3 points or a touchdown?
Now Nick has me thinking. No, I got to go for a touchdown.
I was out the wave on the special teams, but said, nah, we're the Kansas City Chiefs. We put things away.
We got to trust in our offense.
Here we go. Got to trust in the offense. Here we go for 7 points. Baker Mayfield has not been forced to make the big plays this season due to the success of the running game. 2019, he had 21 interceptions. Compared to this year, he only has 8, right? That's a 61.9% decrease over year. According to Next Gen Stats, what is Baker Mayfield's aggressiveness rating? What is Baker Mayfield's aggressiveness rating? All right, so essentially trying to force the pass in there. Is it A, 17.5%, B, 13.8%, C, 11.3%, or D, 15.1%?
Aggressiveness rating. Hasn't thrown as much this season. Hey. I want to say I'm going to go 13.89 B, kind of in the middle there.
Hong chooses B, 13.8%.
Yes,
And
13.8%.
she's correct, ladies and gentlemen. That is the answer. As I stated, he only has 8 interceptions on the year. That 61.9% decrease is almost amazing, right? In business, if you're able to cut costs like that, somebody's getting a promotion or a raise. So
Oh, yeah.
we'll see what happens with Baker when it comes time to talk finances, because that stat alone will definitely, if he continues the trend, will work in the right direction. All right, going to Nick, your second quarter question here, right before half. Are we going for a field goal, or do you got to keep the game close with a touchdown?
I'll go with the touchdown.
Got to keep it close. Here we go. Your second quarter question for 7 points. The Chiefs defense will have to flip a switch this postseason. During the regular season, they gave up almost 350 yards per game, and most importantly, 120 on the ground. We already talked about how explosive Chubbs and Hunt can be. All right. According to the Football Outsiders, what is their defensive drive success rate? All right. What is their defensive drive success rate? So essentially, what is the percentage there? Are they allowing each series to end in either a first down or a touchdown? What are they allowing? Is it A, 71.2%, B, 75.9%, C, 74.3%, or D, 72.5%?
I'm going to go with 72.5.
Nick chooses D, 72.5%. And unfortunately, he's wrong, ladies and gentlemen. The answer is, in fact, C, 74.3%. All right. They're allowing 35.65 yards per drive, 2.13 points per drive. And then Cleveland, on the other hand, is getting 36.5 yards per drive. So if a stat tell a story, Cleveland has a net there. And if they're able to move the ball down the field, could be a long game for the Kansas City Chiefs. But
Yeah, I don't like that stat.
again, some stats tell a story. All right, some stats tell a story. Offensively, the Cleveland Browns have a 76.2 offensive drive success rate. So again, if stats tell a story, this is net Cleveland. We'll see how it plays out. All right. But tonight it is playing out with a 7-0 lead for the Kansas City Chiefs going into the half right now. We will switch it back up. All right. Well, unfortunately, it didn't work out for Nick as he had planned the first half. But up first with his third quarter question, let's see if he can turn the tables around. So
Gotta go with the touchdown.
Just stop asking about field goals. We ain't got time for that. There we go. Nick's third quarter question for 7 points. The Chiefs' offense relies heavily on its passing offense. However, the running offense isn't a slouch either. They're 112.4 yards, rushing yards per game, ranked 16th in the league. On average, how many rushing attempts do they have per game? How many Chiefs rushing attempts do they have per game? Is it A, 18.5, B, 25.2, C, 21.9, or D, 23.4?
I'm going to go with C.
Nick chooses C, 21.9. He is wrong again, ladies and gentlemen. The answer is surprisingly 25.2 rushing attempts per game. All right. So, as electric as that passing offense is, they try to keep it balanced and run the ball. All right. They're averaging 4.5 yards on the ground. The Browns themselves are allowing 107.4 yards a game and 4.3 yards per carry. So, not as egregious as the last stat. But again, if stats tell a story, we're looking at two offenses that should have their way with both defenses this upcoming Sunday. All right. So we're running out of time and questions here, and we still have a 7-0 lead for the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's see if Huong can ultimately put the game away here with a third quarter question. All right. And keep in mind here, folks, that Nick does have the option to steal a question in the tuck. So let's see if it works out for him or not. Here we go. Your third quarter question. Are we kicking a field goal or touchdown?
Touchdown.
We don't have time for field goals, Rod. We're trying to put them out of here. Here we go. Your third quarter question for 7 points. The Browns will be attempting to create pressure for Patrick Mahomes all night. With their normal pass rush alone, they have been able to get 31 sacks versus the 7 when they send a blitz. According to Pro Football Reference, what is the opposing team's average yards to go when the Browns send a blitz? Is it A, 8.96 yards, B, 7.32 yards, C, 6.54 yards, or D, 8.15 yards. All right. Browns opposing teams yards to go when they send a blitz.
Let's say 7.32 B.
All right, Hong chooses B, 7.32. I'm not sure if she did her homework or not because she's correct, ladies and gentlemen. The answer is in fact B. Unfortunately for the Browns, though, when they blitz, they are not getting favorable results. Usually, like I said, it's 7.32 yards to go. The opponent usually converts the first down by getting 7.97 yards. They have a higher completion rate when they blitz of 66.4. And they have 12 touchdowns to 3 interceptions when they send a blitz versus when they just get pressure with their 4 players. They're allowing 19 touchdowns and they have 8 interceptions. So essentially, they're better off just rushing their normal 4 versus sending a blitz.
No. Patrick loves the blitz. Send the blitz. Nick, get that to whoever you need to.
There it is. So with a 14-0 lead here going into the fourth, unfortunately, the game has ultimately been decided, but I'm sure there are a few bettors on the game that Nick can try to save face with this Ohio fan base. So, Nick,
I hope so.
with your fourth quarter question, here we go, sir. I'm not going to disrespect you with a field goal, man. They want more out of you. Here you go for 7 points. Your fourth quarter question. The Chiefs offense has attempted 59 red zone attempts during the regular season. According to Pro Football Reference, what is their scoring percentage on those red zone attempts? Is it A, 76.6%, B, 61%, C, 68.5%, or D, 72.3%?
I'm going to go with A.
Nick says A, 76.6%. They never miss almost. They're second behind the Green Bay Packers. And he would be wrong, ladies and gentlemen. The answer is, in fact, B, 61%. They have 36 red zone touchdowns on 59 attempts so far this season. All right. So Nick fails to put up any points here, but we'll see if Hong, with her last question, will she show mercy here and just kick a field goal? Or will she prove that the Cleveland Browns did not deserve to be here in the first place for what we call a 21-0 skunk?
I'm going to use my steal on this question if she gets it wrong so I can get some points.
Okay, that's only fair. I'm going to take the Andy Reid route. He doesn't like to really run it up against the other teams generally, so I'll go for a field goal here.
Here we go for a 17-0 victory or a 14-3 win. Here we go. According to Pro Football Focus, which Browns receiver leads the team in yards per route run? All right. Which Brown receiver leads the team in yards per route run? Is it A, Donovan Peoples-Jones, B, Jarvis Landry, C, Rashard Higgins, or D, Austin Hooper?
B, Landry.
Jarvis Landry is usually the obvious answer, but unfortunately, he is not the correct answer right here, ladies and gentlemen. And for Nick to put points on the board for 3 points to save face, to go into the offseason with a little bit of momentum here.
I'm going to go with Rashard Higgins.
All right. Still an answer here from Hong here. C, Rashard Higgins. But unfortunately, he will go into the all season with his head hanging low because that is also not the answer.
Wow.
The answer is, in fact, A, Donovan Peoples-Jones. This question is usually a little tricky because they don't have a minimum stat. So it's normally the guy that has like 8 routes on the season. His name's usually pretty high. So the answer is, in fact, Donovan Peoples-Jones with 2.34 yards per route run. All right. So with a 14-0 lead and her first victory, Huong Forrest, the floor is yours for a victory speech.
All right. Well, Kansas City Chiefs, I am proud to rep. I'm glad that I got some points up because the last time I came here, it was not as pretty. So grateful to be able to be here, talk football. Big weekend coming up. But yes, come follow along if you like gratitude, positivity, parenting, health and wellness, fitness. Come join the journey and find me on social media at Huong Forrest on pretty much every platform. I try to make a fool of myself on pretty much every platform. So come join along if you love football and family. And I say F bombs, and people think I mean other F bombs sometimes, but I mean all the other fun F words like fun, adventure, or not adventure, fun, family, all the fun things, food. So come follow along. It's a good time.
Yeah, I can attest to it. It definitely is. It definitely is. So definitely, I will link her information in the show notes of the show description. Definitely check it out. Nick, you are in unfamiliar territory. Sir, the floor is yours for your score prediction.
Man, I'm not used to this, but I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. I'm gonna go 42 to 30.
Wow. Okay. Almost get a 50 piece on them. All right. I like it, I guess. Your score prediction?
I said on my Chiefs chat show earlier this week, I said 42-24, I believe.
Jesus. Okay. We got
Chiefs, 42-24 Kansas City.
some 40 pointers here.
Yes, 40 burgers.
I didn't have 40. I think it's going to be somewhere in the mid 30s. I think 35, 38. I think if it gets out of hand, I think both coaches are respectable enough that they'll call up the dog. So I don't think it sees the 40 burgers, but if it does, that means somebody's scoring a lot. So I'm looking forward to it. All right. Hong, as the winner and your first time, you will receive a shirt that says, "Hey, Chiefs hired me as a scout." Also, for the playoff edition, you will receive a "What's the Game Plan" hoodie. I would have had one on, but in Houston, Texas, is way too hot, and I wanted to survive this episode without sweating.
It was nice out today, though.
It was miserable out here, man. So again, with the 14-0 lead, Huong Forrest moves on to the conference matchup rounds, one step closer to that first annual Super Bowl Lombardi What's the Game Plan trophy. All right, this has been a great episode. I want to thank my participants so much. I want to thank Nick for not only providing a great matchup, but amazing insight through his tenure through these episodes. And I'm looking forward to next week and potentially maybe a Pro Bowl episode. I'm just going to teaser that out there. If I can make it work, we will see. But for now, we have a Chiefs moving on. I'm Rod Murray. This has been What's the Game Plan? Thanks for watching.
Perfect.